Welcome to Off the Decks. We have, yet again, another location. Spinny, Vincenzo Vision. Today we have our guest, DJ Rawrah. Introduce yourself.
My name's Sarah. I also go by Rawrah. I'm a DJ in the city of Ottawa. I moved here 4 years ago from Montreal, but before that I was born and raised in Vancouver. And yeah.
Nice. What is your favorite part about DJing in Ottawa? Doesn't it, not just like the clubs and stuff, but like just in Ottawa in general?
To be honest, I'd say like the support system. I think that we're all like very like when we find out someone's spinning somewhere, I think we go out of our way to like show face and like just like make sure that we feel supported. Like, you know, like you said, we were actually talking about this the other day. Like sometimes when you spin like at certain places, it can get lonely, and just seeing a familiar face is like so comforting. And like
so true.
People pull up on me like even just to say hi. It's like, okay, like you guys know I'm here. And
it's
like,
nice. It really is.
It's really really sweet. Like even on the calmer nights, you know, when it's not too busy and like
that's when it like you get.
Yeah.
It feels like a real job, and you get like, I don't want to say lonely, but it's like you are working alone playing music to a bunch of people that you're not talking to.
Yeah.
So you want to see your friends and stuff, right?
Exactly. And like I am working, like it is a job.
Of course.
I'm still enjoying it, but it's really, really nice to see like a warm face throughout all of that. It's really cool.
And I find that is a lot of it's genuine too.
For sure.
Like there's no
even Instagram, like she does this a lot. You're reposting everybody's stuff, so shout out to you for that. Nikki does it a lot too. Because it's just like word of mouth is amazing, but nowadays in 2025, like social media is huge. Reposting a story to that extra 5 people, 7 people that don't see it, it does a lot.
It's also important because I just find like, again, this is something that we talked about the other day, but it's just like it's the small impacts too, like you said, like the 5 to 7 people, it makes a big difference. Because I find personally, like I do actually click on people's stories. Like when I see something that's shared, I'm like, oh, like I want to see what this is all about. Like I want to see what's going on, you know, and also it's just like it doesn't take anything out of my day to do that for anyone, you know. It's like that's my way of showing support. That's my way of like showing love. Like my friends are like doing things in the city, and like I want people to know about it, because like as much as like, you know, my social media account like is mostly business, you know, but it's like I do also have people on there that just follow me from everyday life. So it's like if you like, and I've had people message me like, oh, this is where you're gonna be, oh, this is what your friend is doing, like, you know,
and they wouldn't know if you didn't post
it. So I think it's really really important, and like we have so many different like different social crowds, you know, so it's really important to be able to reach all of those people, and like, you know, like
shout out
like
to
exactly
okay.
So, yeah.
But yeah, how long have you been in the game for? That's the thing is, I feel like I've known you forever. I've only been in the city for 3 years, but I feel like this summer is when it's like, okay, especially just being outside is like, that's when we actually connected.
Yeah, I find summer 2024 was a big, to be honest, it's when I started spinning. So like I've only been spinning for 7 months now. 7 months.
That's it, eh?
Yeah, wow. Yeah. So I actually started.
That's crazy. That's actually sick.
Yeah, I actually started in June.
Like I said, young DJs, man.
That's actually crazy. 7 months,
right?
Yeah, wow. Yeah, it's been 7 months. Super grateful. Super like, you know, like it's not like I'm aware of like the opportunities that I've been given, and like being friends with the right people. Like I've definitely, like I'm very aware that I'm super like I'm working hard, but it's definitely like it's being surrounded by the right people for sure. Like really
in any industry, it's
100%.
Do you think that, you know, like going and watching DJs like in Ottawa that are, let's say, like more experienced, do you think that helps you perform when you're playing at spots like whether it's a club, corporate event, I don't know what some other DJ example, like a school dance? Like, you think that you can like implement stuff from a bunch of different DJs into anything, or do you like, you know, like doing kind of more your own thing and like coming up with your own stuff?
To be honest, every time I step out, like I learn something.
Yeah.
Like honestly, like it's genuine too. Like you know, like you go to spots and like I hear like especially because I'm still so fresh. Like I know how new I am to the game, and it's like, to me it's really important that I never stop learning.
Yeah.
And like just being around seasoned DJs, hearing the transitions that they do, you know, like certain things, I'm just like, wow, like that was really smart, you know.
Even
and
me
like
too.
Yeah, what?
Me too.
Yeah.
Still, like like every time, like that's a good point, not to interrupt you, but every time I go out, still to this day, I still find a new mix, a new song that I've never played, a new song that is flipped onto a new beat, a new SoundCloud, something.
Yeah.
It's great.
To be honest, like especially when I started DJing too, it's like I had no idea what half the buttons on my board did. I had no idea. Like I really was looking at it like,
shit.
like what is
shit.
all. So like and like to this day, I'm very thankful I got a board for my birthday this year.
What did you start with? What was your first?
Tractor Control S2.
Is that the one that Connor has, like CGB?
He has a S4, I think it is.
Okay, so the smaller version.
So I have the smaller version. It was actually his old board. I bought it off of him.
Okay.
I started spinning like just like it was
and
so
you like kind of recently got the rev, not recently, but like a couple months.
No, it's been a month and a half.
Yeah, so not that long.
I've only had it for a month. Yeah, but I'm very like again like because I've been spinning at room. I've been using Doomy's board. You know, shout out Doomy for real.
Doomy, man. We gotta get you on an episode.
Yeah.
You're not hating one day.
Shout out Doomy for Serato, and everyone else has been on my ass. But can I swear?
Yeah.
Oh, you can swear.
Yeah, but Doomy's been great. Like he's been so helpful. But again, like I wouldn't be here if I didn't learn how to use his board properly. Also Vibes also like he was really helpful in the beginning too. Awesome. So yeah, just
it makes you feel better like about what you're doing too.
100%. Yeah, but again, like I said, didn't know what half the fucking buttons on my board did. I'm still like I have watched every YouTube video you can about the Rev 5 because I'm trying to figure that shit out to a T.
I can't lie. The Rev 5 and the Rev 7 are very tech-based controllers.
100%,
I can't lie.
100%.
Like, there's a lot of buttons. Like, there's something, I think it's called auto something. What's auto loop? There's an
auto loop, there's an auto BPM transition.
That's it. Auto BPM transition. I saw a DJ do that once and I was like, wow.
Yeah, it's really, really cool. To be honest, my favorite button, and I'm still learning. I haven't used it at the club yet because I'm a little nervous. I'm still a little shy. But there's a piano play button.
Is it when you go shift hotkey?
Yep.
Bro, it's so
I haven't really I need to hone in on that because it's fucking crazy. What I'm looking at.
I actually don't. I
can play the piano on my fucking board right now. It's crazy.
Did you play do you have any musical background?
To be honest, I wish I played instruments growing up, but I really didn't. I sang growing up.
Okay. So that's still musical background.
Yeah, for sure. I'm Filipino. We got karaoke at every family gathering, So but yeah, I'm still figuring out a lot of stuff with my board, but very grateful for all of that too.
What is the only 7 months? That's actually crazy because me and my friend during COVID.
December, November, October, September, August, July, June.
I started in June. Yeah,
that's
last year.
7 months. I played around with it for a month during COVID in my buddy's basement. We didn't take it too serious, but whenever people just talk about DJs, or even I just look at someone who is DJing, I was like, people don't understand how difficult it is to do the most simple transition. You guys probably felt for the first time you hit your first transition correctly. You're like,
oh my god, it's genuinely like that Christmas gift you're opening.
And anyone else in the room would have been like,
eh.
So what does that development over the past 7 months look like from you? Is it practice? Is it kind of just actually doing it live? Is it actually going into places and saying, hey, I'm a little bit nervous of what my skill level is, but there's enough people within the room to help me. What does that kind of look like for you over the past 7 months from where you were in June to where you are now?
Well, to be honest, bringing it up again, even using being pushed to use different softwares, that's been a big thing for me as well, because I started on virtual DJ and I still love the program. Don't get me wrong. Shout out Connor. Shout out Connor.
Does he use virtual as well?
Yeah, he
does.
Is
Tractor? I guess it's virtual.
Yeah, because it's not linked to Serato or anything the way the Rev 5 is, right? So, but yeah, I started on virtual and it was all I knew really for the first couple months. Actually, when I first started spinning at room, Doomy's you're not spinning here until you spin on Serato.
That is definitely something.
I was okay, you know. So I started forcing myself, and eventually, I made the full switch over, and I haven't used virtual. I haven't used virtual in over a month or two now. It's just kind of crazy, But I said, I started on virtual and just being pushed to use different things, using different boards. It's actually crazy. Passion Fruit, that event that I did with Face Card with Rojo and Nikki at Tomo. I never touched that board before in my entire life. Nikki's board.
The SRT 1000.
I had never played on that before, and I looked at it and I was like, I know some of these buttons.
Because on yours, the things in the middle.
Yeah,
it's different.
Yeah, so
I can't lie, it's a big adjustment.
I was looking at the hotkeys. I'm like, all right, man, this is what's going down right now. So I literally on the fly, Nikki's like, do this, do this, do this. He taught me right then. Shout out Nikki for real. Yeah, it's like showed me a 1-2. I'm like, okay, you know, I still wasn't my most comfortable, but I have a crowd full of people. What am I supposed to do? You know?
Yeah, you have to lock in.
Exactly. And then like on top of that, like, you know, do I have the drivers downloaded for this? Like, do I need to
always a driver?
You know what I mean? Like, I'm like, oh my god. And then at that point, it's like now I'm not even using my own laptop. I'm spinning off Rojo, Nikki's laptop. I'm using Serato. Like so.
Is that how it started?
Yes.
Damn.
Like besides doing, like actually pushing me to use it. It was a completely accident.
Yeah,
like, I didn't even really know what was going on, you know. But I'm like, fuck it. Like I know the basis of like the basics of what I need to do. I'm gonna lock in on it. And from that moment, like to be honest, was my best set. No, like you know, like I really wasn't like. Was I happy with it?
It's
like,
technically your first. Like that's like it's like a rebranding because you're switching to a whole new. Like they don't. These people do not understand how big switching DJ software actually is. It's huge.
Yeah, it is a big deal. But like that development, sorry to answer your question, that development, like just being pushed to and encouraged to use different things, try out different things. Like I'm in my room, like my ass hurts from like how long I'm sitting in that chair. Like,
and that was my biggest thing I wanted to kind of get out of you is what does that look like behind the scenes? Because we only see what 3-hour set. What does it look like behind the scenes that you're doing the most?
It's sitting there like it's sitting there and like locking the fucking like I turn all my lights off and like I'm just zoning my headphones in, like I'm just like, no, don't talk to me. Like I'm in my room, you know. It looks like downloading music for hours, like finding songs, like making your own edits. Like I love using other people's edits, but when I started using my own edits in my mixes, I was like, wow, this feels so fucking good.
It's like now you feel like an artist yourself.
I actually do, and like it's like you're creating something. It's art. It actually is art. Like it really, really is.
Even though it's just a mashup.
But at the end of the day, until you created that sound, no human that ever walked this planet has ever heard that specific sound into their ears. So at the end of the day, that's art to me.
Yo, I actually credited her for I forget what it was, some British song. Into like I forget what the other song was, but
it was No Dawn by Lotto Boys and then Gold by Kiara.
Yeah, the song's like Rufus only let me know, and it was a very good mix, and it's something that only DJs have DJs or music people have the ear for stuff like that, and go back to like the whole thing about people showing you new things. That is definitely a new thing for any DJ. Like who's mixing UK hip hop with like what radio you'd call that? You know what I mean?
Pop music.
Stuff like that will make you a better DJ.
Yeah.
Do you think switching softwares at all improved anything, or do you think like it's just time?
Honestly, because I'm still getting 100% comfortable on Serato, like I think that there's definitely room for improvement, but it's like I just notice little things that I like better. Stems, like holy shit, like that actually changed my life.
The echo and the breaker are a lot different from virtual.
100%. So it's just like noticing, because you started on virtual, right?
I did. You did, and I was gonna say, I definitely think Serato made me like a bit better at just mixing hip hop. Maybe not like with everything, but for hip hop for sure. I would say.
Yeah, for sure. But like, yeah, it definitely. I would say it did make me better. I would say that for sure. And still getting better.
Yeah. Sure.
No,
good answer.
The fact that you've only been doing it for 7 months, I still like to highlight how great people are, like how great a position people are in. Just like ours, like amazing development.
Yeah, shout out, man. By the grace of God.
When people think about Ottawa, you look it up anytime. What to do in Ottawa? Byward Market always comes up. How does it feel like? You haven't hit your 1 year anniversary yet to be in a country's capital city, and here you are in the heart of the city that people always go out to the most. It's either Elgin Street or Byward, and here you are constantly DJing. How does that feel being only 7 months in? Because when you think about what people want to do when they go to the city, they want to go out and party, but you're out there in your first 7 months. You're like, I'm out here. Like, how does that feel for you? Like, do you feel like it's a very intense feeling, or is it like, damn, this just kind of feels natural to me? Because I do look at it as like a big deal. Like it's.
If I'm being so honest, the imposter syndrome is really real. It really, really is. Like I have certain mixes where I'm just like, fuck, like I'm actually good at this, and then I have certain times where I'm just like, hey, like, you know, how do I make myself sound different from what everyone else is doing, you know? And it's like what makes you stand out? Because it's like, you know, all those memes about everyone is a DJ now, you know, everyone becomes a DJ, and it's like, I don't want to just be that.
How to beat the stereotype, right?
Yeah,
Like,
you know, and
my
it's
goodness,
like,
man.
it's just like I said, I don't know, and this is something that like people in the industry tell me a lot. Honestly, this is something that Nikki tells me a lot. It's just like, you gotta believe in yourself, otherwise you're not gonna get anywhere. And it's like, it's something that's really started to like push me, because it's like why can't I be good at this? Like, you know, why can't I be good at this after only 7 months? You know, and it's very surreal. Like I said in the beginning, I'm very, very grateful for the opportunities that I've been given, and like being friends with the right people, and like just like being in the right place at the right time. You know, it's very like honestly, I just showed up to Concept Thursdays, and I was listening to Vibes and Chef, and like shout out those two for a chef. For real, like crazy. Concept Thursdays, by the way, that's something to check out.
Yeah, true.
But just I was just there, and I'm like, you know, I'm vibing out. This is one of the first time I ever actually really met Vibes, and Vibes was like, yo, like, what are you doing like next Friday? Oh, I spin out my shows up. Sorry. Sorry.
Thanks.
You know, like I didn't even really understand what Amashosa was at the time, you know, and it was probably
one of our hottest events in the city.
I think Amashosa was like my second or third event ever.
Like
ever. Like my first event was.
For all Ottawa people know how crazy that is. All you Ottawa people know.
Like, and I was just opening, like, you know, like I didn't do too much.
But still, it's a packed event. I would say it's
hide and seek. As far as hide and seek goes, it goes Fever #1, Amashosa #2 for like just. But there's been times where like Amashosa has been.
You could say Amashosa is known out. It's definitely known outside of Ottawa because some of my friends from Montreal DJ there.
Yep.
It's like it's definitely Fever and Amashosa are definitely two. They're pretty Canadian known, and Amashosa is a diverse, event. So spinning that in your early stages is like huge.
It was nerve wracking. I barely knew what I was doing at the time.
Did you prep majority or the set, or did you play on the fly? Because me for those, I'd be prepping for those like 1 hour sets.
So for Amashosa, to be honest, I'm not gonna lie. Like I said, didn't really understand exactly what it was. I thought it was more of an Amapiano event, and I love Amapiano. I love Amapiano. So I was like, you know, like I'm gonna do that, you know. And then I get there. I show Vibes my set list, and he's like, "This is what you want to play?" And I was like, "Well, yeah." He's like, "Is it you?" And I was like, "Oh yeah, I love Amapiano, you know." And he's like, "Play whatever you want. Don't stick to this." I was like, "Sorry." So I probably kept like three or four songs. And then I just did the rest of it on the fly, like, you know, and it wasn't like, and again, not my best set, not the craziest set ever, but it was just like, it was so like surreal to just be in that position, and like having like people there like reach out to me, and like, you know, like Sizey, I met Sizey at Amashosa. She played right after me, and she was like, you know, like talking to her, and then now like I'm seeing like her events. Like,
where's she from? Is she from Ottawa?
She's Ottawa based. I don't know if she's from Ottawa, but you know, now she has Kwata, and like I was there the other day with Temi, and like that's a crazy event too. Like there are things going on in this city, and it's just yeah. Sorry, what was the first question? I actually lost.
It was about
like surreal,
related to early DJ, like the early DJ.
Positions that you were at.
So again, like just very like I've gotten to the point where it's like, hey, lock in and believe in yourself if you really want to do this properly, because it's something that I love. I've never like it's such a crazy feeling, like playing music and having people react to it, and having people dance and like tell you you're doing a good job, and like you know, like even people in the industry like telling me I'm getting better. Doomy sees me spin every Friday. Every Friday he sees me and he challenges me to do things that I don't normally do. You know, I don't really spin the top.
It's like out of the comfort zone.
Exactly, you know. But like again, like he's like, here, do this, do that, and it's like, you're just like the more it's really about touches.
He's a good coach. Doomy's a good coach.
Doomy's a great coach.
I'll say one. Doomy's a motivator. He may be hard on people, but he's really good motivator.
For sure. So it's just like, you know, it really is about practice, and just like realizing that, like, you know, like as much effort as you put into it is as much as you're gonna get out of it.
Wow, that's one of the better things that's been said on this podcast. That's a great.
Now, being and doing all this, being a woman in the industry, how does that? Is that something you kind of acknowledge? You would be like, yeah, I'm a boss bitch. That is just like, I feel like it's one of those things where it's like, damn, like show me some respect. Like female DJs, like there's a lot in the city and they're very talented. Is that something that you're kind of helping pave the way for the future people? Because, you know, I feel like this is from a respect standpoint. We're like, damn, I'm out here with the big guns, you know? Like, I feel like they're always just fighting that position where, like, I belong here. Have you ever felt that in history, or is it, like, one of those things where you are so, like, the culture is just so friendly? Or have you ever been, like how does that feel to you? And did you want to kind of help kind of change any stigma, or, like, kind of help show other women, be like, yeah, we have our place here?
I think I think honestly, there's a lot of female DJs in the city that have helped pave the way, and like it's like, you know, like I look at people like PC Trills, like, you know, DJ Karen, DJ Velvet. These are people that I've been watching, you know, for like ever, and they probably I don't even know if Karen and Velvet know who I am, you know, but like it's just crazy, like you're putting on for just women, you know, and that's really, really important. And the thing is, and like it's something that DJs talk about all the time. You get girls dancing in a room, you're set. And I lock in on... And
bro,
like,
it's always for them.
It's always for the girls. You're always playing for the girls, you know? And, like, just, like, seeing, like DJs that are coming up the same time as me, you know, Iris,
Go
Camille, you know? Camille, like, it's just, like... It's so important to have, like, a female collective and that sort of thing. And, like, understanding as a woman what other women in the club want to hear.
For sure.
You know? Because that's something that I feel like is... It's something that unfortunately like men are able to tap into, but it's not as deeply ingrained, you know. Like I just roles reverse. Like if I'm a woman standing in this club right now, like what do I want to hear? What do I want to hear? What do I want to play that's gonna get me dancing, getting my friends on the dance floor, and then all of a sudden everyone else in the room is dancing? Because you lock in, like I said. When I'm spinning, I'll find a group of girls that are having a good time, and I'll feed into their energy. Yes. I'll keep playing for them. As soon as you get them moving, all you need is one person dancing, really, and then the whole room will follow. It's really important. But
true, very true. No, honestly, I can't even add to that. True, it's true. I would say the same thing. And
there's a reason why, like, I want to ask that question. I have just so many questions regarding that.
He loves his Ottawa creatives and DJs.
No, yeah, for sure.
It's just you just mentioned. Like Iris, PC, like we're talking people that are still, as a whole, talent DJs being around, like new to the scene. If you want to talk
PC
about, like,
have been around for I think maybe like few years.
But even a few years. But if you talked about, okay, when did T-Dot start spinning?
Oh, dude.
When did Mess?
OG.
Dude, so
OG.
That's where my brain
goes. Both of those actually before I was born. Genuinely. 50
years from now, when they make, say, documentary about the DJs, like, how do you feel that you're, I'd say, a pioneer leading the woman? Because, like, just like these other PC artists, yes, they've been doing it for a few years, but it's like, damn, like, within the city and its history, like, other women just, I feel like there isn't those legendary names, but yet someone name drops Iris, people know them. If someone name drops you, they're known. Like, how does that kind of feel to you? Or do you ever think about that, being like, damn, I'm kind of making a difference and kind of changing things? Or has that ever been, like, a thought to you, even of just being like, man, I'm a pioneer with this. Like, I feel like you guys are, like,
definitely.
You guys probably
gonna
know
be someone that's gonna see you and they're gonna start and they're gonna do it. 100%. There's gonna be some girl that's like younger than you that sees your stories and gets inspired, regardless of whether you have 1 million Instagram followers or 100 Instagram followers. That's just the reality of it. People get inspired very easily.
Yeah. To be honest, the exact way that you're explaining it, I've never really thought about it as like me being a pioneer. But I will say, like, now that I'm really thinking about it, like, you know, there's been, like, I can't even actually count how many times I've had, like, a young girl, like, she's probably 19, 20, she comes up to me and she's like, yo, like, this is really cool that you do this. Like,
alright,
this is,
so
like,
that does happen.
You know, it does. Oh, for sure. It happens all the time. Yeah. And, like, you know, like, how did you get into this? Like, you know, it's so cool you're a female DJ, you know? And it's like I love, like, you know, I love being acknowledged as a female DJ, but I'm also just a DJ. You know, like, that's really, like, you know, that's really what it is. So it's like, I don't know, it feels really cool to have people come up to you, and, like, I've never thought about, like, myself being a pioneer, because, again, I think I still struggle a little bit with, like, understanding really how much of an impact I'm making in the scene. But yeah, like, it's really heartwarming, because it's like, if I can inspire you to actually go after, like, doing something that you want to do, like, that's really cool.
And the fact that people have already done that to you in the 7 months, and, you know, 2 years from now, and you're like, that development's next level.
It's just like
100%. And do you ever, I'm going to play just devil, I don't believe in this in any way, but do people ever go, oh, she only got that because she's a woman. Like, does that ever bother you? Like, do you ever get that in any way?
Damn, bro, like, dude, it's going deep.
Man, I mean, we're being honest. This is the time.
Because I feel like that is sometimes some stuff that you have to deal with.
Yeah. So like, you know, I mean, I'll get a little personal. It's okay. I actually had I've had a couple people close to me, like, just kind of tell me, like, you know, you're only getting booked because of, you know, and it's like, and this is like me starting off, like, you know, and it's like, and it was like, it's so hard to hear, especially from people that, like, you know, like are close to you. For and sure. Stuff, and it's a little bit damaging. It's a little bit damaging, you know.
And that's why I kind of wanted to ask it. It's just, I feel like it can just, like you said, like, it's happened to you. So I feel like
it definitely has
to be kind of talked about. Like,
for sure, and like, again, that ties in.
And I feel like it isn't talked about enough. That is just like, there's that thought process.
Yeah, but it ties into being a female DJ though, because it's like, okay, like, you know, when promoters book you or whatever and stuff like that, it's like, okay, like, what's the angle here, you know? And it's like, yeah, like, it's really hard. Like, to be honest, that was one of the biggest things that I struggled with the whole, like, imposter syndrome thing. It's like, okay, like, am I actually not good at this? Like, should I actually just stop doing this? Like, you know, and it's like, it was really hard to hear something like that, and like, the person was just kind of like, oh, like, you know, like I don't mean to offend you, I just, like, I want you to understand, like, you know. And I was just kind of like,
those, at the moment those words left their mouth, you're like, anyone would take that to heart. Because,
well, for sure, I was just kind of, I was really like taken aback, you know. It's like someone that I thought would be like proud of me, you know, and like to hear like that kind of, I was just kind of like, damn, like, it was a little bit damaging. But again, like, come to the point in my life where it's like, people are always gonna have their opinions, and like, even if someone doesn't mean to like hurt you, you know, like, everyone experiences things different ways, and like, I've really learned that like, any person that is like putting bad energy out there in the world is just shit that they hold inside themselves. And it's like, any problem that you have with me is just a problem you have with yourself.
I feel like there's so much in life that like, bad things will happen to you, or like, there's yin and yang and everything. Do you feel like, as bad as it is to hear those words, like, that kind of pushed you? Or even down the road, you're like, you know what, as much as that hurt, that kind of helped me, because now I have this 18-year-old that has those same thoughts, and be like, no, girl, like, I'm 40 years old now, but back in my day, I used to have to deal with this.
Yeah. Back in
my day. And I feel like,
people say that it kills me.
And I feel like, just down the road, like, just having a female DJ, like, no one even think about saying that. So do you think that it helps motivate you in the sense, like, I feel like that someone said that to me, just like, you get into your zone, like, you threw on the headphones for 3 hours and you said, fuck you, I'm gonna do better than you ever.
That's exactly it.
Show.
That's exactly it.
In a way, I want to say happy that happened to you, but I feel like it built character.
Like I said, at first super damaging, but after that, like, fire under my ass for sure. Because it was like, I need to prove to you now that I'm a little bit more than just what you pretty face. You know what I mean? Whatever you want to call it. So it's just like, and it's so crazy to me, because like, if I was a man, would you ever say that shit to me? 100%. Would you ever say that to me? No. Has anyone ever looked you in your face and told you you're just getting booked because people want to fuck you?
Never been.
I'm saying, like, you know, it's such a hard, again, like, women in male dominated fields. This is exactly what we experience.
And that's why I'm glad I brought it up, because I feel like it's just not, how often is it discussed openly?
Anyone can like music, man. Like realistic. Not to get like deep, but like, anyone can like music.
Deep,
like, it doesn't like, because I'm not gonna lie, when I was younger, I genuinely thought that like, DJing was like, you know, like a male job, like, and then I got older and I met DJs like Spinelli from Montreal. When I met her, I was like,
she's
damn. Shout out Spinelli, man. When I met her, I was like, yo, female DJs really, like, genuinely, she changed my opinion on everything. Female DJs really can spin, because they actually, I'm not gonna lie, I know some girl DJs that love music maybe even more than I do. So that whole comment is honestly bullshit. Like, I'm gonna tap in that. It's a stupid comment to make, because music can be loved by anybody. Doesn't matter the gender. It's done.
Yeah, facts.
Like, obviously, there's some jobs that that only men do, only women do, but DJing is so versatile.
It's music, but you can't.
There's women artists and there's male artists. You know what I mean? How are you gonna be? If some male DJs like don't like playing like the girly music, you know what I mean? Nightlife will not be the same if the girls aren't dancing to like Britney Spears or like Cardi B Iggy Azalea, Nicki Minaj, like all, you know what I mean? Even older stuff, newer stuff.
Yeah, it's true.
Very true.
Yeah,
So when all is said and done, like you're old, you're wrinkly, what
Damn.
what mark do you want to kind of leave? Just even in the city of Ottawa, just in life, DJing wise, like what's one thing you want to be known for, or gonna leave behind?
Gosh, that's a tough question.
Bro, he asked really good
yeah, hard hitter. Something that I actually want to be known for. Gosh, that's a really, really tough question. I think
there's so many things.
I know,
as a DJ. You know?
Yeah, like I think like.
I'm curious what your answer would be. I'm very curious.
I think the mark that I want to leave is just like. Oh God, I'm getting nervous. I think the mark that I want to leave is genuinely like helping people like enjoy life.
Yeah.
Like because like you said, like the whole point of this podcast is really to show people that there's stuff to do in Ottawa.
Yeah,
like, that there's like a nightlife, that there's things like, you know what I mean? So it's just like, I think that's like super important. It's like, you know, we complain about Ottawa a lot. Like we always hear people say that there's nothing to do here and stuff. And like, I don't know if they're comparing it to things or whatever, but it's like, if you, like, you know what I mean? You're comparing it to Toronto and Vancouver that have the population times 1,000,
For sure.
you know?
You're
so
from Vancouver and you live in Ottawa, you know what I mean?
It's not a fair comparison, to be honest. And like, you know, I'm not gonna lie. I used to be one of those people that's like, there's nothing to do here.
We all, I don't know, he wasn't, I definitely was.
I never was.
Yeah, he wasn't.
No,
I
I was gonna say, but
was.
when you're like in the industry and like, you know, you start like going out and like seeing all these events, there are things going on constantly.
You wish
Like,
there was multiple of you just so you could attend.
Yeah.
Swear.
Yeah, exactly. No, there are always things like, you know, like I think about like Fridays and I'm like, hey, like, you know, I'm spinning at room, like you're at Rabbit Hole, you know, like someone's at Tomo, like it's just like, you know,
It's true.
like,
There's Fever once a month, Emma shows up once a month.
on Fridays, and it's like, you know, there are
Elgin
things
Street's
to
always
do.
busy, you know what I mean? It's true.
Exactly.
And that's just like going out.
Yeah,
and
so
to be able to have a mark on that.
So like, yeah, I think honestly just like making people have like a good time and just like, you know, like again,
I feel like it's one of those things where even if like someone looked at you, you'd be like, hey, you made one person's life a little bit better. You'd be like,
oh, I love that.
That 40 years, it was worth it just to hear that, because you know, we don't know what's going on in people's life. They could be wanting to end their life that day, and the next thing you know, it's just like that little bit, like you just never know. Or even just within the community itself, like it's actually outstanding.
It's so crazy how much like a good day or a good night with your friends can like literally change the whole course.
It's always
with
with the people you're with to make a huge difference.
100%, and it's just like, you know, it's like just whatever vibe you guys are on. Like it's so crazy. Again, this is like another fucking meme, but it's like you have one good night with your friends and you don't want to end your life anymore. You know what I mean? Like genuinely, it's like life is worth living again because I can experience these moments. Like my girls and I like. We love to just be together doing anything, you know, whether it's a Wine Wednesday, like a dinner, like, you know, if it's going out on the weekend, like, yeah, that's a huge thing, you know? So it's just like, it's very important for us to have those good nights because it's just like, man, I've been looking forward to this. I had a rough week, you know? It's like, this is what I need to wind down. And it's like, I'm here with my girls now. And it's like, hey, now, like, you're lifting my spirit. Now I want to go out. Now I want to, like, have a good time, you know? So, yeah. Especially
in Canada, like, in Ottawa with our climate, you know, it's 11:30 on a Friday night. Man. Can you go do this? Can you do that? But it's just like, what do you have? It's like, well, you have the night scene. Like that's a nice part that we do get to bring people. Yeah. Just that little bit of happiness. You know, the rest of their week might suck, but you know, that 3 hours when you're having the time of your life with your friends, like it's even if you just have an alright time, like you're getting out in this rather than you rotting in your bed. So it's
and you appreciate it more the more like you attend one and then you go to the second one, you go to the third one, and you just appreciate. I guess you could say nightlife is like a form of an art in a sense.
And therapy, I swear to God.
Yeah, yo, Friday nights are my actual
because
therapy.
People
That's
wait on they work Sunday through Friday and they wait for that 3 hours that you give them and you're literally the one
the debrief after always hits too.
So
every time.
How does that feel for you guys? Like I've never had that feeling of controlling a crowd. Like how does it feel to get 200 people, 300 people, even if it's 20 people, like just making them you basically control their bodies in the sense that
you actually are
like it's just controlling an entire room. Like what's that feeling like? And you guys can remember like the first time that happened, you're like damn, like
You blush.
you're the ringleader.
You blush.
So
And I feel like in the past 7 months, like you must be racing to that. Like it's
crazy enough, like my favorite night of spinning ever was the first night I ever spun. It was actually, okay, yeah. So you guys know Jonah? Nice guy, yeah. So yeah, one of my best friends. He owns a clothing brand called Nice Guy.
Shout out Nice Guy.
And it was the 2-year anniversary, and it was a couple weeks before the anniversary, and this was in June of 2024. And we were talking about like the event. We're planning things. Connor's gonna be spinning, you know. And I was like, yo, I always wanted to DJ, you know. Connor and Jonah were like, fuck it, do it. And I was like, what? Connor was like, you know, like give you my old board, like, you know, like just start practicing, you know. I had a couple weeks to just fucking lock in, and the event came around. I'm not even kidding. Like it was so crazy. Like I played just my favorite music, but because these were all my friends, they also all loved it. You know, so I'm looking at the crowd. Everyone's dancing, and like at one point I can't even remember. I think Connor grabbed the mic and he's like, "Yo, this is Sarah's first night DJing ever," and the crowd started chanting my name. I was like,
that's awesome.
I was like, there's no.
How are you gonna stop after that? Come on, you know what I mean?
I was literally like, this is like the craziest feeling I've ever felt in my entire life. Like I had the whole crowd like chanting my name back at me. I'm looking and I'm like, oh my god, like you know that everyone's dancing. Yeah, and there's a recap video of that day.
That's how I found out about you and Nice Guy, to be honest.
Yeah, there's a recap video of that day, and I watch it probably once a week. Like just like, at least
I know those ones.
It was genuinely like one of the best nights of my entire life, surrounded with my favorite people, like just having a good time. Everyone's laughing, dancing, like, you know, shout out Drip House, shout out Ray, Kuya Ray.
Was that Drip House?
It was at Drip House, yeah, at Parkdale. And it was crazy. It was so surreal, and like everyone was having a great time and like celebrating like one of my best friends like clothing brands, you know, like that was something that was really cool too. Like just all of it together. It was really special. It was really special, and it meant a lot to me. So like that, like it's the craziest feeling. I can't even describe it. Like it's the keep saying crazy, but it's that high.
It is though. There's no other way to describe like our job. It's and our lives. Like it'd be crazy sometimes. Look at it. It's like a movie. As cringy as it sounds. Like
no, it's a movie.
It's a sick one. It's a movie.
It's a movie.
I have a question about that. So, do you think that you're ever gonna get into like? I know this sounds like corny because we're in 2025. Do you think you're ever gonna get into like filming DJ content, like making like? Not even just DJ related. It could be like a skit or like, I don't know, doing a transition with another DJ or like maybe like a artist DJ collab with Nathan or something. You know what I mean?
Shout out you for real, because you actually make me think about it every single day. I'm not gonna lie.
Everyone be on content.
Yeah, for real. I'm not gonna lie. My social media presence is very much like it's low. Like, you know, I'm not like someone who enjoys being on their phone that much or like being on like a screen, like that kind of thing. So it's really hard for me, but it's something that I know is very important, and I would love to start doing it. I think it's just I just have to start. You know? And it's like one of those things that's like, you know, I see like you're doing your thing, like it's super inspiring. Like, you know, you're posting your reels and like you're getting all this content out. Like that's really cool. Like you're starting to see people just posting their mixes. Like Iris posted something the other day. Camila posted something the other day. Nikki's doing. People are getting
people to post, and it's like that's the best way to get your word out.
100%. And it's like, you know, like it. Yeah, I genuinely, it is something that I really do want to start doing, and like. It's not something that I'm like, oh, like I don't need that. Like, no, like I get how important social media is. Like,
yeah, some people be saying that.
No. I really do, and like, you know, as much as you can get booked off of just raw talent, people seeing you, and like, you know, like at the end of the day, like if you don't have like a portfolio or like something
it's like a social media portfolio.
100%. When you apply, you know, when you apply to
that's how we know.
When you apply to art school, like you have to have something to show for yourself.
It's like it's kind of like a resume.
It is.
Instagram for DJs low key be a resume.
It really is, you know, and like, you know, as much as I have like a mix out on SoundCloud, or like, you know, I have like a video of me.
Shout out Face Card, get that.
Yeah, real shout out Face Card. But it's just like it's so important, because people are like, oh, like where do you have all your stuff? And I'm like, in my head. In my head or live, you know. And it's like I want to have more to show for myself, and I think it's like, you know, it's like, again, and like
you got time.
For sure, and it's like, you know, people come to see me, and it's like, you know, like if I do, like, if you catch me only for a few minutes, you don't really get behind what I'm doing, you know.
Not,
so it's like to really see what I am, and like to put your proudest moments out on social media too. Like that's something that's really important, because like you're there to show your best and brightest, right? Of course. So it's like if like you only catch me for a couple minutes where I'm just kind of doing my thing, like it's not the same as like me. This is like me presenting to you what I want you to know about me. And I think it's something that I value deeply, and I just need to get better at expressing it, really.
Good. Okay. Yeah. Great answer. Like I said, you have time. There's no rush into like doing social media, because I think it's always going to be here. It's not going to be like, paper promo could eventually die one day, but social media is only like kind of growing, right? So you could start it in 5 years and it wouldn't matter.
And I still need to, like, I'm not gonna lie, don't even ask me about the algorithm stuff. I have no idea what you're talking about. I
still don't know it to this day. And to go back on promo, I have one last question before we finish. Do you think that DJs have been now considered promoters and are expected to be promoters? And I will give my answer as well after.
To be honest, it's like, I do still think promoting is a separate job.
Yes.
However, it's very important to you are presenting yourself at the end of the day. Agreed. Like not to like, you know, commodify human beings, but at the end of the day, it's like you're a talent to be showcased. So it's like you want to promote your own stuff. It's the reason we share our own flyers. It's the reason, like, shout out Mizey, by the way.
Be doing all
the artwork like crazy, but it's just like you do need to promote yourself. You really do. Like, do I think it's my sole purpose as the DJ? No, definitely not. Okay. You know, but I think it's very important to understand that your position and the power that you have. It's like, it's actually happened the other night. Like we're out, and it's like, okay, like we need something to do tonight, and I'm like, okay, let me see who posted on their story.
Yes.
Let me see who posted on their story. Let me see who's spinning where. And that's literally what we did. I knew John was spinning at Tomo. I went to go see John. We hung out with him for a bit. Came to see you at Room.
That was fun.
Yeah, it was a sick night. But like, you know what I mean? It's like I'm actually looking at your page to see if you're promoting yourself and where you're at.
It works, man.
It 100% it does. 100% it does. You get engagement, and it's like, you know, I have people like, especially when you put like Instagram has so many features that help with stuff like that. Having the link in there, link to tickets and stuff like that. You can actually see people pressing that shit. You know, the button presses. You can see all that.
And
stuff,
you can check. You're right. You can check like the analytics,
like the insights and stuff like that. So it's like it's so important. And like, again, like I said, is it my sole purpose? No, but it has become a part of your job as a DJ. I do think so.
And that's what I was gonna say. I think that it's maybe too forced on by certain places that you need to bring a lot of people, but it is sadly part of the job. Sure. You cannot be a young DJ and bring 0 people and expect like people to be like happy, because you know what I mean. Like how it's like in school, you know, they always tell you to go above and beyond to get a level 4+ in school or an A+. Mm. You kind of like got to do what they're not asking you to do for them to notice you, right?
Yeah, for sure.
It's like, why not help yourself?
Yeah.
No, seriously, because what's the harm in that?
To press a few buttons.
There really is none.
Exactly. Yeah.
Other than fear, like some people just don't want to, which understandable. But
my least favorite answer is when I like people be like, like it'll ruin the aesthetic of my Instagram, bro. bro. It is for some people it is your job, but it's not your job to post like selfies. Like anyway, that's a whole other. We're gonna get into that in another episode. Thank you everybody for listening. We have our final segment, right?
Yeah, final segment.
Put it on. Are we gonna let her decide?
Put you on.
Okay. Rawrah's deciding where you guys the new activity.
What do you want to put people on? Whether it be go to a baseball game, go to a comedy show, it doesn't have to be nightlife. It can be nightlife. Doesn't have to be nightlife. Go do pottery.
It could
go
be
do
food,
something.
Activity, leisure, clothing.
Something to get someone off the couch and walking, driving somewhere.
I have 2 answers actually.
Because
when I first heard you guys ask that question, I'm like, immediately I had an answer, but then like when we were we're having this conversation, and Nathan, no, I won't deny it, but so we were talking about this. Concept Thursdays is sick. Concept Thursdays is really, really, really cool.
And what is Concept Thursdays for the people who don't know?
What, sorry?
What is it for the people?
Oh,
who don't
sorry,
know?
yeah. So
You're
it's
watching
at,
here, like, what's this concept Thursday?
Yeah. So curated by Chef.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Shout out again. Yeah. Every Thursday at City at Night. Like, is it every Thursday? Sorry.
Yeah,
it is every Thursday, right? Yeah. So just like just all different kinds of genres of music. Just like DJs
Super different.
showcasing like their best. Like it's so crazy. You'll get. Like one night you'll get like R&B and like you'll get like Afro beats and all that. And the next you're going D&B and techno
house,
and house,
crazy.
and it's like it's so crazy. Like the how do I say this? Just like
Diversity.
the diversity. Yeah, sorry,
Yeah.
I was looking for that word. Just the diversity of everything and like you actually discover people there. Like I had no idea. Like I heard DJ for the first time. I'm like I don't even know who this person is, but they're fucking killing it. It's so great and it's such a good. Like opportunity for DJs, like
You get to use what the $15,000 setup that they have.
exactly like learning how to play on CDJs
Right?
to begin with is a whole other.
That's how
thing,
That's actually how I was kind of scared until I played.
For sure. It's nerve-wracking. You're doing something you've never done before, But like again, I just think what they're doing is great. It gives people
Gotta go to at least one if you never.
100%. It gives people an opportunity to showcase their talent. I think it's really cool. People go and have fun. Like it's a really cool thing to me. The only other thing I was going to say, you're also on Thursdays, so you can catch concept after. But museums are free from 5 to 8.
Facts.
That's something
What?
that's museum.
Oh my god,
Yeah, I think
I've taken advantage of that.
Yeah, so I think. Oh god.
Good.
There's
Good
one
call.
there's one or two that aren't that you think.
That's
there's
a
stuff
deep
to pay
cut.
for.
That's
But Thursdays, 5
Majority of
to
them,
8
yes.
p.m. Like museums in Ottawa are free. Like go take advantage of it and then go to concert Thursdays after.
It's free. Like I don't.
Why would you not
I've
do
gone
that,
so
you
many
know?
times.
Yeah, really, really cool. Really, really cool.
Awesome. Well, that's it. Thank you for joining us.
Of course.
Appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
Of
Appreciate it.
course. That was Off the Decks. Spinny. Oh, I didn't say his name, but he's going to say it this time.
Vincenzo.
Rawrah.
Bye, guys.
Bye.